Well, now the incredible transformation of a little girl with autism and her father's determination to get the same help for other kids. Stewart usually wages his battles on the footy field, but he's taking this fight for justice all the way to the top.
Emma Stewart, Daddy's little girl and the apple of her mother's eye.
Now, Kevin, Emma's sad. Why are you sad, Emma? She didn't want to get dressed. Beautiful, though. Thirsty.
When you hear her laugh, you know, she's beautiful.
Her first year was full of the usual wakeful nights, bath time photos and all-encompassing love from Mum and Dad. Emma was 2 when Ricky and Kaylee first began to worry. Their baby's development wasn't keeping pace with that of other kids her age.
I think she was 2 and a bit before she really properly walked.
Oh, you're going to sleep with baby, Emma?
Well, it was our first baby and you don't know any different. So she's just this gorgeous little thing that you love to death and, yeah.
Good girl, and another big jump up here.
Emma is autistic. And while she understands most things, she can't speak.
It's fine.
Emma hates any break in routine and has been known to have a temper.
At the moment, we can't watch television. Whenever she comes down the lounge room and the telly's on, we've already lost one plasma. And I'm sure there'll be a few more to go yet. We can't work out why she doesn't want to watch watch anybody to watch television.
That's right. She could say, no, I don't want you to watch this because it would make it...
At one stage it was just the tennis.
Yeah.
But now it's anything. She hates the tennis, so...
But in some ways, Emma's just like any 14-year-old girl. Her 2 younger brothers, Jed and Jack, sometimes drive her crazy and sometimes make her laugh.
Silly boys. When you find her moments when she's cranky, she attacks her brothers, and they're just fine with that. But there's other times where she just comes in and she'll sit down and put her arms around them, and that's, to me, that's the best part.
Ricky Stewart bomb. Here, Stewart, it's a try!
Ricky has led most of his life in the public eye.
Stewart again, Stewart throws the dummy, now Ricky Stewart!
He's represented Australia in rugby league and union. He's an all-round footy legend as a premiership player and coach, and he's the man behind Origin's Blues.
Ricky Stewart was shattered and struggled with emotions.
But this is the first time we've heard about his private battles, the challenges that have nothing to do with winning trophies.
How do you cope with the fact that she's never called you Dad?
Oh, I haven't thought of that.
Tough.
Oh, no, it's that's all right.
Does she say Mum?
She doesn't really call me Mum either. She never says Mum if she wants something. She can say Mum, 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 or Nan, Nan, Nan. But she's never really said Mum. But no, she's just the way she is and we love her to death. She's gorgeous.
Honey, Julie.
Ricky's speaking out now because he says it's fairer to Emma that people understand her and why she sometimes behaves the way she does.
When I had the incident at McDonald's where she went to throw the milkshake at me, threw it at me, and I've caught it, it's gone all over me. And there's a group of people there looking, and I could just feel the stares. And the stares, it wasn't fair to her. Basically the stares at her saying, you know, you naughty girl, you know, why would you do that? Yeah, you know, you're spoiled.
But there's another equally important reason to speak out. Ricky is angry.
There is so many parents out there screaming for help, and nothing's happening.
In fact, he's furious that there are so many kids with disabilities who aren't getting the help they need.
I don't want to keep bashing my head against the brick wall. I don't want to be the big saviour. I just want to make a noise and make a difference for people who are in, you know, a lot different positions and worse positions than a lot of other families or us.
Some of the challenges can be astounding. Some of the stories we hear are heartbreaking.
Nicole Rogerson from Autism Awareness says autism affects 1 in 110 Australian children.
It can be incredibly difficult for families in that some children have incredibly challenging behaviour.
At their worst, these kids can be violent.
You need to leave it.
But if they're given specialised care and education early, their behaviour can rapidly improve. The trouble is, few are getting that help.
The simple fact is the federal government published best practice guidelines saying that children with an autism spectrum disorder need a minimum of 20 hours of intervention. They're currently funding children to have about 1 hour a week of intervention. It is a band-aid on a gushing wound. It's not getting any child what they need.
We're not living in Romania. We're not a third world country. We're not in Romania where they just disregard special needs or disabilities.
G'day, g'day. It's great to see
Ricky and Kaylee have seen firsthand the difference specialised care can make.
Emma's here. Good morning, Emma.
Until Emma enrolled at this school for autistic kids, she simply wouldn't leave the house.
So for 5 months she just hasn't budged out of her room or out of the house, doesn't want to leave the house. And it's been a really difficult 5 or 6 months.
There was no way that you could get Emma to go to school?
No. Unless we Rick physically held her in the back of the car.
Got to a stage where we had enough, and I'd have to physically pick her up, carry her into the car with her kicking and screaming and punching, and then I'd sit in the back and I'd restrain her all the way to school. That was torture. We had to get some type of break at home, especially Kaylee.
How do you feel about Kaylee and the way that she's cared for Emma?
Oh, she's a trooper. Nobody understands how big a job it is.
But those 5 long months are history. Just look at Emma now.
Hey, baby.
It's a different daughter.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Different mother as well.
Yeah. It's just a completely different person. She's just a different girl now.
It's amazing. It's only been 2 weeks that she's gone. I can't believe it. I thought it would take a lot longer, but she obviously loves the school.
Gardening this morning.
And she's going to classes and cooking and gardening, and it's just made life. It's just given us a new lease of life. It's incredible, and I just hope this can happen to so many other people.
And he's not just hoping others will get help, he's making it happen.
It's unfair for these children who are defenceless, helpless, to be put on the scrap heap.
The Ricky Stewart Foundation is raising thousands of dollars for autistic kids. Charity golf days, gala nights, anything that will help. And he's got the support of his celebrity mates.
My heart really goes out to the parents. I think it's really tough, not only the caring situation, but them sort of knowing that, it's a lifetime commitment to look after them, and the fear of what happens to them later in life.
It's almost as though people who are living with issues on a daily basis get left behind.
Like a lot of great charities, doesn't get a lot of funding from the government, so things like this mean a lot.
My nephew's he's severely handicapped as well, so I know what families have to go through to look after their kids.
Footy fans know Ricky Stewart is a passionate man. And when it comes to autism, he says he's just getting started.
Ricky, do you ever feel like channeling some of that sideline anger and going down to Canberra?
Look, it's... I'm a different person at home to the sideline. Yeah, I do. Because I know it can be fixed. I just think we're blind to it.
It can't be that hard.
It's probably it's in that too hard basket. Get somebody to take the responsibility and ownership of it and fix it.
What does the future hold for Emma and yourselves after school?
This is the big thing, Layla. What happens in the future is a learning curve for us.
And did you say that Emma had gone ice skating today?
Yes.
Did you go ice skating? Fantastic. Not too sure about Steve the cameraman though.
No. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye, camera.
That's enough.
But what happens after when we're too old to look after her? I think it's unfair to push her onto the boys. There's got to be facilities, there's got to be care, there's got to be something there for these poor children that didn't ask to get born like this.
Oh, no. There should be beautiful facilities that these kids can live in and be well looked after. Still, maybe one day, that's my dream.
That's an important story that will mean so much to a lot of families. And if you'd like to have your say about autism, follow us on Facebook, and you can be part of the conversation on Twitter also. And details about the Ricky Stewart Foundation are on our website. Well, with all